LG released the Optimus G Pro last month and it believes that it's the best flagship out there. Now, is it just a Me Too device or the device to beat? Let's check out, yeah? Box is quite large for the size of the smartphone, although that's understandable. You will understand when we open the box, and it looks quite premium also. You have all this silver texture and then black and stuff, looks all classy and all. So that's the box. You have all this seal, and we already opened the box, we couldn't tempt, but then we have the marketing and pricing sticker intact for you. MRP is 42,500, but you get it for around 36 to 38,000 depending on where you're buying it from. You have some what should come inside the box, and then some marketing information. On the back you'll have some quick specs that you would find on the website also anyway. So I'm gonna just tear off the sticker here and then open the box for you. So once we open that, straight away you will see that's the Optimus G Pro. Yeah, brilliant looking device. And as I told you before also, the box is bigger mainly because of this. It has extra foam padding that gives that extra added protection to the device. So you'll find a pair of earphones with a volume control and call control buttons there. You have a silver plated 3.5mm jack. Then you'll have the USB cable there, the USB wall adapter, and the manuals. So no extra earbuds and nothing out of ordinary, pretty much what we expected. In fact, a little less than what we expected, so no surprises here. Not that we expected much, but maybe a few extra goodies would have helped. Device, it's a flagship and it looks like a flagship. It's all plastic and then glass in front, but it kind of oozes class and premiumness. It's also certainly not the thinnest device in the market, but you have this nice little brush metal kind of a ring. It's plastic though, but this look is brush metal that tries to give the device kind of a lean, seamless look. The G Pro also looks solid. Now I'll be afraid to intentionally drop it, but I'm sure although it's all plastic, it won't absolutely shatter if you unintentionally drop it, at least from a respectable height. The front side is dominated by the 5.5-inch screen. On top you have a earpiece, the proximity sensor, and the 2.1MP front camera. You do not have a notification light here because that's in the form of a ring around the hard home button there. You also have two soft keys, the menu and the back keys. On the left you have the customizable hardware key. It by default opens up the Q memo, but you can also customize it to open up different functions, like for example the camera shutter release button. Then you have the volume rocker. Below you have the micro USB port and then your mouthpiece. Here you have the hole to open the back flap and then the power button. On top you have another noise cancelling mic, the IR blaster, and the 3.5mm jack. Behind you have the 13MP autofocus camera along with an LED flash and the speaker grill, the LG logo here. You see the speaker grill is present right below, so right on the back side. So whenever you're placing the phone on a flat surface, there will be some obstruction in the sounds coming out. Yeah. So it's all plastic but looks very premium and classy. Yeah. It's certainly not the thinnest device in the market, but then it's 5.5 inch, but it's quite narrow, so it fits nicely in the hand. The back flap is removable, so you can open it from here, and then you'll see the 3140 mAh battery. There's a micro SIM slot, and then you also have a micro SD card that can extend the external storage. We love the design on the back flap. It has a nice checkerboard kind of a texture, so whatever angle you look it from, some of those pixels will brighten up, will illuminate. Yeah, so gives the device a classy as well as youthful look. So overall we love the design and look of the device, and although it's all plastic, but then looks quite sturdy. LG puts in a lot of new features in the G Pro user interface, but however at the core this guy runs Android 4.1.2. I mean, a flagship running 4.1.2 in the age of 4.3. We almost have 4.3 in the Nexus devices. So LG, please update. Thanks to the brilliant 5.5-inch Full HD display, everything looks so sharp and vibrant on the G Pro. Now, the icons are brilliant, the color depth and saturation is excellent. You have deep black, there's no fuzziness, no loss of black or colors towards the edge of the display. Everything looks, the movies, photos, everything looks amazing. You have the usual Google default Android apps, and LG also has put in a lot of its own in-house apps, particularly the Q series of apps like the Q Memo, Q Slide, you have Q Translator, Q Remote, and a lot of other LG in-house apps and tools. And you almost won't need a third-party app that you would use every day. The G Pro performs pretty impressively for most of the parts. We do not have absolutely any problem while transitioning the UI and coming out of the apps to the home pages and all the other UI things, thanks to the 1.7 gig quad-core processor and enough RAM. We have 2 GB RAM out there, a lot of ROM as well. There are other performance that are mixed, like for example the sound output. Sound output via speaker is below average. When you're on call and you put on the speaker, you pretty much lose on the sound of the other party. They shackle, they crackle, and it's very hard to actually listen to what they are saying, particularly while you're driving and there are outside noise. The music output, although is better, but via speakers again the bass is quite flat. Listening via earphone improves the bass a bit, but not all the way. So overall music output is quite a letdown. Okay, so now my favorite part, photography of the G Pro. Now this guy has an impressive 13 MP autofocus back camera with an LED flash. It also has a 2.1 MP fixed focus front camera. Now let's see how it clicks colors. Almost no lag. Colors are deep, the saturation is natural, and it's pretty okay as far as color rendition is concerned. Now let's check out some dynamic ranges there out there. Let's see how it treats the shadows. Now let's check out some of the pros and cons of the Optimus G Pro. It has a brilliant display, excellent battery life, and a very good design. It also looks pretty rugged despite of an all plastic design. However, the sound output via speaker is pretty poor. The HDR video recording is only average, although the stills are great even under low light. Should you go for the G Pro? Well, now see this flagship. Now no manufacturer will build a flagship that's inferior to the other. They will at least try to build a few features that will make their flagship stand out. The G Pro also has some of those features. It has HDR recording, it has dual recording, also has a lot of Q apps. Now although these are not novel, but they are pretty well integrated into the system and they perform very well. Also It has probably the most beautiful, most awesome unlock animation, and in general all the animation on the phone are amazing. But it comes to the price now. It's priced at around 38 odd K with some online retailer. At this price, I would say this guy is pretty competitively placed. Now you have some of the other devices like the HTC One and some other devices, even the S4, which although came down below 40K, but they are like kind of devices that almost touches 40K or go above. You have the Xperia Z, which kind of almost similarly priced as the G Pro. All these devices have their high, their lows, like the G Pro. Now I'll tell you what, if you like big screen, it has the biggest screen of them all, a 5.5 inch full HD IPS plus display. If you absolutely love the display, you want a full HD display, you want a quad-core 2GB RAM and all the bells and whistles that the latest crop of flagship devices provide, then you should definitely go for the G Pro. We would very highly recommend. Now, as far as the screen size is concerned, it will also compete head-on with the Galaxy Note 2. Mind you, the Note 2 is priced about 27 to 28K at this point, which makes it quite mouth-watering. It also has the S Pen, which again is very useful as far as productivity is concerned. So, you'll have to take your call. If you don't mind buying a previous generation phone, we generally consider the Note 2 as a previous generation because the Note 3 is around the corner, then you should definitely go for the Note 2 because you'll save a lot of money. You'll save almost about 10K. But if you're hell-bent on taking the latest crop of flagship devices, G Pro could be your one of the 2 or 3 top considerations. Thank you.